Hello, this is Mike from TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayflight 263 RBS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. I'm going to start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a couple things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave room for your awning. Your off campsite, beside your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in all the way out in this rear corner, and then your city water for campsites is going to be on the end of your unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. Your unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light, should you arrive at night, simply retract to lower, extend to raise. Now should you lose power, your hand crank right there for your stabilizing jacks will get underneath this rubber stopper right here on that bolt and get this up and down without power. Speaking of this rubber stopper, be careful. It does tend to get your hands black, so don't use it unless you absolutely have to. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we do is stabilize it. Now these new rock solid quick drop stabilizers, they're calling them. Here's your steps. Unhook your safety hitch or chain. Give this about 2 cranks to the right. 1, 2. Get up underneath there, unhook, and drop it down. Now I am going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight. Once these are down, before I forget, grab a 4-pack of those from the store with your 10% off coupon. Once those are down, go ahead and crank this to the right until you feel the tension on there and you know this is stabilizing. So get all 4 of those down. So we got our unit level and stable. We can hook up our power and water. So your power cord, big long 30 amp cord, plugs in here on the side. Where they go in is they go in at about 11 o'clock. Turn that to the right and then go ahead and put that on with your washer. Should you need to plug into a 110, there is a 30 to 15 amp reducer that comes with your convenience pack. Once you got the power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Right around the corner is your city water connection. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. The ones in your convenience pack will reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the line in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so use these. Get that on there, get that on there nice and tight. Once that's in there tight, you're just going to find your hot water heater and make sure that your pressure release valve is closed. It's over here on the campsite. Make sure that this handle's down, otherwise water will pour out of there. So make sure that's closed, and then you go ahead and turn that hose on. After the hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside, open your slide if you need to, but get inside and open up your water taps. Your sinks, your showers, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, shut them off, and you are all set to camp. Now let's say you're going to go dry camping, boondocking. In that case, you're going to fill up your freshwater tank, which is over here on your campsite next to your hot water heater. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right there, or 2 on the inside where you check the level of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it. Have someone watch that inside. Once it's full, come out here, remove that hose, put that cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to the city water over there. That is already pressurized. All right, you're all set to camp, power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing up front here, there's a cover for your propane. It is on a regulator pointed toward the tank you wish to be using. Left and loosely to open. Your battery up here. Coming down the side here, you pass through storage, sewage hose and water hose, all the things that come in your convenience pack. Gray water holding tank. As we pull the handle to dump that. Second gray tank there, and then your black tank handle back here. The only thing I want to mention, your slide's closed right now, but your slide seals, they do make a spray that you can spray on those to keep them nice and flexible and pliable over the years. You want those to be like that, add to the longevity of the life of them. Plug in your cable here at the campsites. Again, your power. You got a hot and cold shower out here. Your 751 key will fit on that. Again, our city water. Got a cover on your spare tire. I recommend keeping that on there. Keeps that from dry rotting in the sun. You're prepped for a backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store. One part sets on the dash of your tow vehicle. The other part attaches on here. It gives you a good backup camera for the unit. Black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving. Your spray port hose. You can bring that out here and hook that up to wash off back here. This is an arm that you can get a J-port arm to set on here and set out here for your griddle. Right now you have this for your griddle with your quick connect right here. Got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there 2-3 times a year, check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Again, your outdoor kitchen. Our low point drain is going to be right below that. Show you that one. Coming on your campsite, you got a couple outdoor speakers, a vent for your hood range indoors. Again, our hot water heater, fresh water drain for that. You just clip a TV on here, 110 and cable here. Here's a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. And lastly, they sell bug guards you can get on those as well. Your separate entry into your bedroom. Make sure you keep that locked. There is your griddle and your quick connect LP for that. The spray port hose, I showed you where to hook that up on the back. And that about covers everything out here. So take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up inside, first thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone is camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. Up to my right as I come in, a couple control panels here. Up here is where we check the level of our battery. Fresh, black, and gray tanks. The freshwater button is the one I said to hold down when filling your potable water. And up here is your gray tank number 2. Down here is where you turn on your water pump. Over here is where you turn on interior and awning lights. Awning and slide controls on your awning. You're going to want to run these out until your white flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that bar. If you hold that extend out, that will continue to run out, flip up onto itself and start to run itself up onto itself backwards. So keep an eye on it. Try not to run it out any further than that right there. These are made for shade. Bring them in high winds. They do have a tilt if you want to tilt away rain. A rain dump because of this arm here. But bring them in heavy rain or high winds. Save yourself the trouble. That comes in. I will show you that these locks work best when gently slammed. Coming up in the unit, you're prepped for a TV here. I just want to mention, if you do get a television, in here where your cable goes in is a green light. Make sure that green light is on. There's a little button there to push. That is your antenna. Speaking of antennas, I don't know what cable will pick up inside here, brother. See if I can pick up any radio stations. There we go. So interior and exterior. Or neither one.
Helpline LLC. Please visit
AM, FM, Bluetooth. You can hit mute or hold it in to say goodbye. Your Furrion fridge. Controls for that are inside here. Self-explanatory microwave. Light and fan. Above your cooktop. Panel light here. This glass top makes a nice backsplash. Put that up. Turn that to flame. Hit your spark. And sometimes you gotta bleed the gas out of the lines real quick. Put all them on. Just remember that sometimes you may have to get in and bleed the lines till you get some gas coming in, or make sure your gas is turned on. But that's how those will light. Same thing on your oven. Turn it to light here. Hit your spark here. That will light your pilot light. Usually you can see the reflection of it on your metal here, lit up. Or you can rock that panel light down and look underneath there and see if it's lit. Kitchen, a lot of one-touch paint lighting in here. Which brings you to plumbing. Easy to maintain, just maintain it. If you travel a lot in this and bounce this up and down the road, make sure nothing wiggles loose over time. More individual lighting in your dining and theater seating. These tables will remove. They're simply just in your cup holder, and then these will recline with a pull of the parachute pull, I like to call them. Continuing in front of your unit here, I'm going to head back up to your carbon monoxide propane detector. That is 12 volt. That's always running off your battery, so keep that in mind if you ever go dry camping with this. Up top, here's your thermostat. Here's your settings. You've got a auto, you've got auto cool, and you've got furnace, and then off. So I'm going to go to auto cool, crank up the AC here. Show you that your AC has a quick dump. Nice cold air in here. I'm going to show you, shut your AC off. Cycle through to off. Generally, you'll shut off rather quickly. Waiting on it, there is your smoke alarm. Alright, now I'm going to go into furnace, crank that up. Now where's our return for that? Usually hear that. Down in there. So now I'm going to shut the furnace off. You will hear that furnace fan run for a few minutes and cycle through before it cycles through and shuts off. There's a snap that you want on this door to snap it open for travel. Underneath your bed you've got some storage. There is your J-port arm and table for that griddle that I mentioned earlier. Wasn't sure if this unit came with it, but it does. One-touch lighting in your bedroom. You're prepped for a TV here, and this is where it's pre-wired for solar. If you ever decide to get the unit wired for solar, leave that on there. That's where the template is to show them where it's at. A couple more one-touch lightings in here. And that about covers everything in the unit. Oh, there it is. Breaker box of fuses. Handful of 15s, a 30, and a 40. Alright, now again, bedroom door, make sure you have that locked. Bedroom door, make sure you have that snapped. We'll start shutting off our lighting. We know all this is one-touch lighting back here. So work at the back of the unit. Shut off all these bedroom lights. Head up front here. And head into our bathroom. One thing I want to mention here is 110 with GFCI reset. And here's where you'll turn on your hot water heater once you've got hot water in your unit. Lighting here. A hand crank open exhaust fan here. Now again, make sure that's closed. Lights off. Door closed. And set this back in a cup holder. Travels nicely there or under the bed. So come in here and shut off my lights. Now I know any other lights that are on are interior lights that I just need to walk through and shut off myself. A lot of these are one-touch lighting. It's nice because you can say, now just leave this one on here over the kitchen, or if someone prefers it on somewhere else, gives them a nice spot for a night light. Come all the way back to my control panel, turn on my interior lights when everything's off. I say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure our doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. Vents are closed. Hit slide in. Now, as with all units, slide coming in or out, the bottom always goes first because that's where the mechanism is at. And as it comes the rest of the way in, shut off our interior lights and exit the unit. Now with these steps, whether you're bringing them up or down, make sure you open this exterior door all the way, otherwise this will catch on it. Our feet are also adjustable. Pull on this cotter pin. That'll move these up or down. Set this in here. Lock this in here. It's going to keep that from banging against your screen door. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn your handle for travel. Now say before you leave the dump station, because you're going to go in there and check your dump as we're leaving. Now if we're out dry camping, we're going to come underneath our fresh water and dump our freshwater tank. That's that low point drain here. We're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. Show you how to do those quickly. Remember, we went to the right to bring them up. We're going to go about 2 or 3, just enough to see that loosen. Grab it, pull it out, pull your foot all the way up. Easier with 2 hands, but pull that as far up as you can. Put back on your safety chain and crank it up to the left now. About 2 or 3 more cranks. Quickly with 2 hands. I like the improvement. Alright, if we are out at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on up to the dump station. Now, the dump station park accordingly. Your dump's going to be all the way at the rear of the unit on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Got 10-foot hose, covers your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull your black tank handle. It'll be this big one right here. That is going to be your sewage. When it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. So it's empty or close to it. Come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and hooked up to this tank flush valve on the back of your unit. Again, emphasizing leaving that black handle open. Turn that hose on, let it run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close that up. Make sure all that washout water you put in there has drained. Then close your black handle and pull this gray handle. That's going to be cleaner wires, your sinks and your showers. While those are draining, I like to go to my other low point drains. I believe on the back of the unit here. There they are, over here by the kitchen. And open up those. When that gray is done, close that up, come up here, and pull this gray tank. Again, 60 showers. When that's clean, you're going to go ahead, take that sewage hose, remove it, and take it and store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayflight for many years to come. Happy camping.